Hi, I wanted to tell you about when I went from the Netherlands to Rwanda. When I traveled and I was at the airport, and when I got through customs, they gave me this flyer. Well, this is very interesting, when considering my research, because this is a flyer, it is in Dutch, and it is handed out to everyone traveling far, and it says that if you could please look out for tourists that are out for sex tourism. And if you have a suspicion that anyone is involved in sex tourism, if you could please get in touch with the Ministry of Safety and Justice. And you see this picture. So you wonder, if you go on holiday, are you looking out to see if anyone is with a child? And then, of course, the question is, so who is a child in this story? When is it child abuse? When is it sex tourism? Well, it says here that children are minors if they are younger than 18 years. So anyone below 18 that is having sex with, well, someone above 18 who is a tourist, probably. It says here those tourists are usually men, but sometimes women. Um, Apparently, that is a case of sex tourism, and as citizens, we are asked on our holiday to watch out for these cases. Well, that's very interesting, I think, and I think it shows you, but this is my thought, of course, that when it comes to children, law and morality are very closely related as opposed to other laws. I mean, you can imagine they would hand us this flyer and they would say, well, if you, for example, if you come back to the Netherlands and they would say, hi, you're in the Netherlands now, and people usually park their cars wrong here. So if you see a case of someone parking their car wrong, would you please contact authorities and please write down the license number, something like that. Well, you wouldn't usually do that. But when it comes to children and then moral feelings are involved, and child abuse is a very sensitive kind of case. So apparently we are, as Dutch people, we think it's so important to stop this tourism, sex tourism, that we hand out these flyers for people who travel abroad, and all Dutch people are like looking out in every country. Well, I don't know if they really are, but it is interesting. And also, if I imagine myself in that situation, if I would have a suspicion of sex tourism, well, if it's a really young child, then I guess it would be quite clear. But what if the child, the minor, is like 16 or 17 years old? How could I tell? Maybe it's 19. Would you really like accuse someone of going for sex tourism? They ask you to write down their names, to write down where they're staying, to write down what flight they are. So, well, I thought it was just interesting. So, if you are hearing this and you have any thoughts, I would like to hear about it. And, well, it just makes you wonder about children and law.